I'm only 24, so I'm not too far removed from teenage years at all. And this is difficult trying to speak to teenagers today, man. I feel like there's this cultural gap between the way that they were reared and the way versus the way that I was reared. Growing up in the South, especially in the Bible Belt, as we talked about earlier, we had a different type of rearing, man. Like you didn't get a lot of talking to. You got a beating, a beat down. I mean, in your perspective, does humility ever involves humiliation?
Because I am humble, or because I have humility. You look at the life of Jesus, you look at the life of many others who had a disposition of humility. Because of that, they oftentimes were the victims of humiliation.
When Peter cut off Malchus's ear, he was doing it to do what? He was doing it to protect Jesus.
Jesus, right?
Right. I mean, and many people get that, right? But some may say he was doing it to further his own cause or get recognition for himself. I don't know. I think that's a little bit far fetched. I believe that he was doing it to ultimately protect Jesus, but for Jesus to respond in the way that he did, like, essentially rebuke him for doing that. Most people say, well, he humiliated Peter.
Humiliation can be what leads to humility. But oftentimes, when you look throughout Scripture, in the Old Testament, going to the New Testament, Peter, James, you go back to Exodus, even Proverbs, it talks about the humbling of self. And so it is something inward. Humiliation is something that is outward. It can be what causes the humility, but the same thing that hardens also softens. And so and saying that it depends on the heart.
In your perspective, what are some of the primary reasons that many young people, especially young Christians, are not coachable today?
Well, we live in a society where everyone has their own truth. We live in a society where all people's opinions are equally valued. There's no absolute right. It's the naming effect. And Naaman was told to go dip into the Jordan. What? He had a better way. God didn't. He forgot about these other rivers.
In your personal opinion, man, what are some reasons that athletes reject coaching, and are these reasons similar to why Christians reject the teachings of Jesus or some of the teachings of Jesus?